Greetings everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. Recently been discussing potential video ideas with other people on my community and this user made a suggestion which I actually found pretty interesting. I know that I've already mentioned it often during past videos, but today we are talking about Lucario's general movement in Smash Ultimate. Even though we've talked about a part of that in past videos, I think this would actually work out as there's so many different use cases for Lucario while making use of Aura Sphere. As always, there's no guarantee that you will see new things in this one, mostly because Ultimate already has been released more than 7 years ago. Also, I'm going to show you more or less common methods which I at least see in my own preferred playstyle with Lucario. If you can think of additional things which could be interesting, and also if you generally have ideas or wishes for new videos, please let me know in the comment section. And now, with that being said, let's get started. As always, let's start with the basics, which would be the usage of Aura Sphere. And with that I mean using Aura Sphere cancelling, including B reverses and wave bounces. Both methods can be used in many different ways, but for now let's talk about the general movement. By using either B reverses or wave bounces, Lucario gains a great boost in terms of movement. Making use of it can help you confusing your opponent, avoiding your opponent's attacks, or getting into the best possible position to trap your opponent in Aura Sphere charge. So far, so good. As people were asking me about my controls in past videos, I'll now show you what they look like on screen. I've set shield to Y so that I can make use of Aura Sphere cancel easier, but as this video is focusing on movement rather than potential follow-ups, another tip for me is setting stick sensitivity to high. Not sure if that is just a thing of personal preference, but in my early days of Ultimate this actually helped me to make more use of Lucario's mobility. But of course the inputs for B reverses and wave bounces work with all settings, so just use the one you feel the most comfortable with. Outside of Aura Sphere, another key move here is neutral air, as it's incredibly safe on shielding opponents and of course also a great combo tool. Now that we've talked about the basics, let's take a deeper look at what use cases we have, making use of either B reverses or wave bounces. I'd like to focus on more defensive options here first. The probably most important fact is that we gain a mobility boost here, which helps us avoiding opponents' attacks much easier, and that on, but also off stage. Especially on stages like Battlefield or Small Battlefield, by making use of the platforms, or the space in between them, can become an important factor, as they can help you keeping distance between you and your opponent, which especially on high aura can be essential to not getting hit and losing your stock. As this gives you a big advantage while being on stage, what also should be mentioned here is that you can also make use of B reverses or wave bounces while you are trying to recover back to the stage. Say, while you are being off stage. By using them you can make it as unpredictable as possible for your opponent to get punished while you are trying to recover. Aside from Aura Sphere, an option would be to go underneath the stage when being at high aura, which is pretty useful for stages like the Battlefield variations or Final Destination. On certain other stages, however, wall jumping or even wall clinging can work out great as a more or less unexpected way to come back to the stage than regularly going for the ledge. As you could have seen, your movement featuring Aura Sphere can generally help you avoiding hits or losing stocks. But now let's take a look at what possible offensive use cases we have, and with that I mean when to make use of B reverses or wave bounces to trap our opponent into Aura Sphere to then making use of a follow-up. The more or less common ways are simply going for them while both you and your opponent are on stage, no matter if going directly for your opponent or by jumping from or through a platform while playing on stages like Battlefield, for example. One of the, in my opinion, most useful ways to both use B reverses and wave bounces is when being at the ledge. When your opponent manages to get back to the stage, he has several options such as regularly getting up, get up attack, rolling or jumping off the ledge. And especially a neutral get up or a get up attack can be punished pretty well if you repetitively use wave bounce or B reverse on stage. Simply charging Aura Sphere at the ledge may thus cover a neutral get up and jumping, plus maybe going for a roll read. But using wave bounce allows you to punish almost every possible get up option your opponent has. Generally, while being on stage on higher aura, having an almost or completely fully charged Aura Sphere in the bag will make your opponent being more careful, as he always has to keep in mind that you can throw it out, which can also be used to your advantage by simply cancelling Aura Sphere instead of actually throwing it again, to then follow up with a move your opponent didn't expect. While that is a pretty useful method on stage, let's also take a look at what you can do to go for an edge guard or generally while being off stage. Most common ways are probably B reversed edge guards. Making use of Aura Sphere charges hitbox, cancelling Aura Sphere with using your double jump and then following up with certain moves such as neutral air or back air, for example. Generally not just going straight for your opponent to go for the kill there is the key, especially if he tries to go for a reversal when trying to come back to the stage. I certainly missed a lot of additional use cases, but these are probably the ones which I see in my preferred playstyle. Combined with other moves, both B reverses and wave bounces will give you a great amount of important use cases for both avoiding hits and taking stocks. Hopefully you liked this short guide, and as always let me know in the comment section if you think there are even more useful things about the move and Lucario's movement in general. Thanks for watching, and as always don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!